Welcome into the shadows where we cuss and discuss about random stuff that I am interested in at the moment. Today, oh, today we're gonna watch a video on a really cool channel called The Villains. It's called Poor Dad Makes the Worst Discovery of His Life. So let's get into it. All right, here we go.
Hi, sir. Okay.
This exact moment is every dad's worst nightmare. This is the father of 23-year-old EMT Madison Clevenger, and he just realized his daughter has been murdered. Police will race against the clock to hunt down or kill her. Little do they know just how twisted their journey to find her murderer will be. This disturbing mystery began on the morning of May 15, 2020, in the small town of Searcy, Arkansas. At 7 a.m., Maddie failed to show up to work as scheduled. She deeply loved her job in saving other people's lives as an EMT, so her absence immediately sent up red flags with her coworkers. When she failed to answer her phone, Maddie's family and one of her coworkers rushed to her house to see if she was okay. They discovered the front door locked, and Maddie completely unresponsive inside.
Okay. I was like, wait, am I at the right place now? I thought they said 601. Okay.
Madison State. Phone calls, dogs bark.
Searcy Police Department. Whose keys are those?
Oh, those are hers. My sister's.
Hello, puppy. Hi. How old is she?
In her early 20s.
Early 20s. Any of y'all know family member or anything? Oh, you're a family member. Okay. Sister. Okay.
Got a grab bar or something so I can break in.
Police are allowed to enter homes to conduct wellness checks if there is
Exigent circumstances. Well, there's like 3-ish reasons you can go in. Exigent circumstances, meaning they look in the window, they see a body on the ground, or, they hear a fight going on, they need to save someone. Boom, they can break in. In hot pursuit, so say they're chasing a car and someone ditches the car and runs inside a house, they can go in. That's in hot pursuit. I forget the other one.
no response from the person inside, and they have reason to believe that they may be in danger.
That's exigent circumstances. No response from the person inside, and it's basically just if you have reasonable suspicion that the person inside is in danger. That's all.
However, the officer present doesn't have means of breaking in, like a crowbar or battering ram. Instead, he has another
Since when? He's got a foot, doesn't he?
proposal.
All right. Yep. But there's a window unit back here. I think we can probably move that window unit, not the closed one because it's clearly screwed in, but the other one we could probably get in. That far window unit back here, we can probably get through there. How are you related, sir?
I'm a dad.
Your dad, okay.
That's such a good idea.
And then if you would just come unlock the door quick.
Inside, Madison's father takes much longer to open the door than expected. The officer helplessly waits outside. As the seconds tick by, the realization of what must be beyond the door dawns on both law enforcement and the rest of the family waiting.
Okay. Okay, yeah. She's gone. 211, 212. She's 10-7. Okay, I'm gonna need y'all to go out. I'm sorry. Sir, I'm sorry for your loss. Can we step outside?
The grief that Madison's family is experiencing is unimaginable. The officers are forced to keep the family away to preserve the crime scene, which only makes the situation even more heartbreaking for everyone involved.
Oh my god, that'd be so terrible. Yeah, they gotta get them out of there. They can't be in there. They're gonna contaminate things. As soon as they see that this is, well, I'm assuming a homicide, everybody is hands off and they seal the house, wait for other units. And then they start like a list of everybody who goes in and out of that door from there on out.
It can't be overstated how compassionate and loving Maddie was. She was an empathetic, loving Christian who slept every night beneath a sign that read, "Always pray to have eyes to see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God."
She's dead. I'm sorry. You go in.
Can I see her?
No, not right now. I'm sorry.
In their exchange with the family, the cops uncover one very important detail that will propel the rest of their investigation.
Shit, just like, shit,
She's pulled over. She's got a
oh, yeah.
I've heard that name too.
Lovely. The boyfriend's name is very familiar to detectives. That's always a good sign. Probably a felon.
Law enforcement had every reason to recognize Hunter's name. In 2016, he was convicted of armed robbery after shooting a convenience store clerk. That's why Hunter was not legally able to obtain or possess a firearm.
Felon in possession of a weapon.
Oh, he's friends with some real winners too.
Real winner, she said.
Yeah, he is.
I think I've heard of him in that regard.
Something about your baby mama calling me daddy just sits right with me. Well, this was from May 6th.
They all start pulling up his Facebook and his ex and God.
Last time he's posted anything.
That was last week. 9 days ago.
You may have the settings set up that some of his posts don't post unless you're friends with him or something like that.
We can't comment on the officer's claim that Hunter is a douche. We can say, however, that his Facebook page is largely public.
I can. Hunter's a douche.
And it doesn't paint a phenomenal picture of his character. Hunter was the first person on law enforcement's radar for more reasons than one. First, there had been no signs of breaking and entering, indicating that whoever shot Maddie had access to her home. Second, nothing had been taken from the home of value, suggesting that her death wasn't motivated by robbery. The only two items that had been taken had immense sentimental value to Maddie, a necklace and a ring, one of which was given to her by her mother. With plenty of clues pointing towards Hunter, law enforcement set up cars around his residence to conduct a traffic stop as soon as he drove nearby. Well, it didn't take long for his red Chrysler 300 to make an appearance.
Let me see your hands, man. Hey, I'm Officer Ashby, the police department.
How's it going,
I'm doing good. You got your license, registration, and insurance?
He looks guilty as hell. How you doing today, officer? Okay. Get out of the car, put your hands behind your back. You already know why I'm here, douchebag.
Oh, yeah. Driver's license.
Is there anything in the vehicle I need to be worried about? Any bombs, guns, drugs, illegal contraband? Ain't got any firearms or anything in the vehicle? Okay. Mr. Bishop, do you mind taking a step out of the vehicle for me? Well, I just want to make sure there's nothing in the vehicle I need to be worried about.
What is it?
Okay. Well, to be honest with you,
I got a warrant.
you're wanted. There it is. Our CID is needing to speak with you. Okay.
Your what?
Our CID, our detectives need to
Criminal Investigation Division.
speak with you. So I need you to step out of the vehicle, and I just.
Okay.
Some states have those, like, it's those are like the state level. They're right above just below the FBI and right above like state police and local sheriff offices, counties, whatever. That's what the CID is. Some states just have the CID, like Michigan has the CID. But then some states have like Tennessee has the TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, CBI, Colorado Bureau of Investigation, KBI, Kansas Bureau of Investigation. Not all states have them. Some just have CIDs. I know you don't care, but I wanted to explain it, I guess.
Can I turn my vehicle on and roll my windows up?
Yeah, we'll let you turn it back on. I just need you to step back out here.
You should be having to drop the freaking keys out that side. He's making me nervous.
real quick, because at this point, you are being detained. You're not being arrested, but you are being.
Okay. If you ever put in handcuffs and you are not free to go, that is under arrest. Okay? That's under arrest. And you should be asking for a lawyer.
And detained.
If they Mirandize you and try to ask questions. The only time they have to Mirandize you is if you're under a custodial interrogation. So they don't have to they don't have to Mirandize you just because they're arresting you. Sometimes they won't because they kind of want to see if you'll like make any statements that they could that are still admissible in court, such as like spontaneous utterances and things like that.
There's an incident that happened last night that that our detectives need to clear up with you. Okay.
Oh, you have a warrant or anything?
No, that's what I'm saying. Right now, you're just being detained. You're not being arrested.
Okay.
Okay.
The choice the officer made here to disclose that Hunter was being detained before getting him out of the car was an incredibly dangerous risk.
For real, he could have started up and taken right off. Well, I guess there's that cop right there, but still, look how free the area is. He could have, he might have a gun in there. You just never know. That was super dangerous of him. He should have taken it a whole different route.
In just a second, you'll see the heart-stopping reason why.
Watch, he's gonna have a gun in there or something.
You got anything on you? Just make sure. What's that in the front of your pocket or front of your shirt?
A gun.
Where's the gun at?
I don't have a gun.
Well, you have a holster. Where's the gun at?
I don't have a gun.
Well, where's the gun that's supposed to go in there?
I don't know.
Okay. Like I said, as of right now, you're just being detained for questioning, okay? You go ahead and put your hands behind your back for me. I'm going to go ahead and place you in handcuffs. So there's not a gun in the vehicle?
No.
You mind if I take a look to make sure?
Without a warrant, there's not to.
Okay, there's no problem.
He doesn't need a warrant in this circumstance, buddy. If you have reasonable articulable suspicion that a crime has been committed, entry to the car.
If you want to step back here to my vehicle.
Because you have a lower expectation of privacy in your car than you do your house.
Like I said, we'll get it all rode up and all this fun business here in a minute, okay? And I'll let you get some stuff if you need something out of there.
I don't want to leave my car here.
No. It's gonna go.
No worry. We're gonna tow it for you.
Whether it's one way or another, either you're gonna drive it or we'll have it towed. One way.
I can't afford to get it towed. Okay. Why am I sitting in the back?
Just because you can't sit up front.
Anyone who is detained must be put in the back of the police cruiser.
Yeah, what does he think? You're gonna get special treatment or some shit? Even when cops arrest cops, they put them in the back.
For officer safety. Well, it seems that Hunter immediately senses why he's being put in the back. He promptly refuses law enforcement's request to search his vehicle, which means that they'll have to request a warrant to search for the gun that belongs in the holster on his hip. Police knew that the gun needed to be found.
They don't have to, but a lot of times they will, because technically they don't know what's going to come of the interrogation yet. They have no idea if they're going to get confession out of this guy. So if they don't have enough to stick and hold this guy, well, at least they have the warrant to back him up so that he can't get his car back right away.
But the ironic history of the gun was beyond what they ever could have imagined. While two officers on the scene make calls to get a search warrant.
Did you see that? They bought it together. What a shame. Poor girl.
Was beyond what they ever could have imagined. While two officers on the scene make calls to get a search warrant issued, the officer who took Hunter into custody gives him a lift to the police station.
All right, before we get started, we got this paperwork, just like everything else. Am I being charged with anything? I don't know what's going on. No, right now we're just doing our investigative part. I'm being charged with anything.
Well, that depends how far we get here with you today.
Hunter is wary of signing the document that law enforcement has provided him with. But after several minutes of completing the forms, the detective can begin his questioning in earnest. However, his questions may have Hunter wishing that he hadn't signed anything.
Now, the detective in this situation does not technically have to Mirandize him, because guess what? He's not technically in custody. Now, even though I said, yeah, he is technically under arrest, well, even though he is in the technical sense. He's not in the legal sense, meaning he hasn't been picked up on a specific charge yet. He hasn't been picked up on a warrant, nothing like that.
You know why we want to talk over there? That's you know.
So he doesn't need to be Mirandized. Duh. Yeah, that's what I was explaining.
Okay, that's fine. I'll tell you. On the details. There's just much attention. Our officers went out to residents today to check on welfare of the Madison Clevenger. She missed an appointment, which apparently is unlike her. And when we finally were able to locate her, we found out she passed away. So at this point, we are trying to talk to any and everyone who has known her or seen her previously, and just trying to get pieces together. So that's why I'm talking with you today. Wow. I hear that.
Hunter's reaction.
He's horrible. He's the worst actor ever. He is worse than Chris Watts. Well, he's bad. He's pretty bad.
Which is essentially no reaction.
Yeah.
He's not what you would expect from someone who has just lost their partner.
And I don't want to hear that bull crap defense attorney bullshit spiel. Everybody grieves differently. No. That's bull crap, okay?
The officer quickly changes the topic. And despite the fact that Hunter has theoretically just learned about Madison's passing for the first time, he's very calm and put together.
Did you know Madison? Yeah, she was actually a pretty good friend of mine. Mm-hmm. So, how would you define your relationship with her? Did y'all hang out? Did you just talk on Facebook? Did you go out and just do stuff as friends? Did y'all date? How would you define it? I feel like
Hunter's hesitation here indicates to detectives that he's trying to decide whether to tell the truth or to come up with a lie. Giving complex answers to very simple questions is a red flag, and often happens because suspects are trying to buy time to make up their story, or to make themselves sound better. At this point, law enforcement is already well aware that Hunter and Madison have been in a romantic relationship for some time.
Like I always tell you, these detectives are never going to ask you a question that they don't already know the answer to. That's the whole entire point of this. Sometimes they might just be gathering information on relatively trivial matters, but in this context, that's the whole point. They want to pick apart your inconsistencies and poke holes in it and unravel your narrative.
But what's Hunter going to tell them?
being all messed up about my high school love and stuff, I probably didn't see her for what she could have been, potentially. Mm-hmm. But we were excellent friends. Were you wanting to see her more than just a friend? I had talked to her. I talked with her about it, and I told her that I don't really feel like that if I set myself out there to be in a relationship that I would be right now as good as I potentially could be. Mm-hmm. But I seen potential in her, and I didn't say an absolute no.
Wow. That is like the definition of pausing, buying time, and trying to come up with something that makes you sound really good. That was the definition of that.
Sweet person. Did she want to have a relationship with you? I believe she did. Did she say it out, or just did she hint at her? What do you mean by the thing she did?
Maddie frequently messaged her friends about her relationship with Hunter. In one exchange, she talks about how Hunter essentially kept her on a shelf, not keeping her as a priority as he engaged in flirting with other women. In addition, she shared some of her messages with Hunter, voicing her frustration that he treated her like, quote, one of his guy friends, while still engaging in sexual acts with her when he wanted to.
So you said you found each other on Facebook? I can't remember. I believe she found me. Mm-hmm. I believe. I don't remember how long it's been. Probably we got to talk. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of more sparse than she was. I believe she'd contact me more often, but.
Does anybody believe a word coming out of this dude's freaking pie hole? I don't. At all.
I'm just kind of an antisocial kind of guy. When's the last time you got to talk?
I believe that, though. That was one thing I believe. That you're antisocial. You probably have antisocial personality disorder. AKA you're a psycho or sociopath.
It's Friday. Probably spoke to her yesterday. Yeah. Did you work yesterday? Yeah. What kind of shift work do you have working on? It could be the morning, the afternoon shift.
Law enforcement is asking Hunter when he worked so that if he tries to use work as an alibi for the time that Madison was killed, they can point to the time that he's just told them his shift was. However, Hunter makes it a point to be as vague as possible, saying It tends to be so that he can change his story later if needed.
They'll never commit to anything when answering questions like this, because if they have the chance to come back at it later and be like, well, no, I didn't necessarily say that, they will. Stupid.
This may not come as a surprise, but it will be needed.
I mean, at this point, she passed away. I mean, I'll be in charge of anything. No, we're still doing our investigation. That's right.
Why would she be charged with anything? What's his name? Joshua? Did I just make that up? I don't know what his name is.
I mean, I'll this one go to work. Yeah, you have to go to work today. Okay. Yeah, no, I just got off work. They're gonna pull me over. Okay. I mean, is there any way you can call me or something? Or, I mean, they'll tow my car. I don't even know why. I never get it. I don't have fun with me. Okay. So you woke up at 5 a.m. Right? What time do you have to go to work today?
He's narrowing that timeline down now.
So I thought in the beginning of this process, whenever I was done talking, I mean, I don't know what I can provide you. Well, we're trying to figure out who's the last person to talk to Madison. We have an idea, but we're not certain. So that's what we're talking to everyone who knows her. And we're trying
They definitely know, and they know it's him.
to figure out who the last person actually talked to. I mean, before she went to bed, I'm not sure what time it was. She would call me tonight. Yeah. So I assume she went to bed, and maybe she stayed up on Facebook. I don't know what she did. But before she was ready to go to bed, she called me. We spoke for I don't know exactly how long, and then I guess she laid down, and I guess I laid down. But you don't remember what time y'all talked about them?
Hunter couldn't remember what means he used to contact Madison, but suddenly he can recall that they talked on both Facebook and in a phone call. The officer leaves the room to gather information, but he doesn't return. Instead, he sends in another officer. Often, introducing another officer can increase the suspect's stress because they've already grown accustomed to the first officer they spoke with.
They're not going to remember what they told the first one, and they think that it's like a new clean slate with the new detective. Like, they think that, oh, thank God, I don't have to remember anything I just told that guy. Even though they're doing this switch for a reason, and they're going to trip you up at any moment.
Now, in this case, Hunter has every reason to be stressed, because Detective Smith has some questions that are going to change everything.
Hello, sir. Mr. Bishop, I'm Detective Smith from Searcy Police Department. You look a little tired, brother.
I am.
Yeah, he couldn't bother to care at all.
Detective Rip had stepped out for a little bit. He followed up on some other stuff. He asked some questions about the traffic stop and everything. This officer could tell me some concerning things. They found a holster. I think this holster here on me is empty. Was there a gun in it? There was no gun in it?
Oh, really? Because we had a warrant for you. We got a warrant for your car, and my detectives are going through it right now. You sure they're not going to find a gun in that car? Are you sure?
Well, be careful, holster with a gun. I wouldn't love this stupid thing around if I didn't have a gun in it. What do you have holster? Did you and Madison go to Guns Plus and purchase a gun?
I gave her some advice on picking something out for her.
Right. Did you guys go shooting together?
She shot it.
Did you go out and shoot at the pond up there and look at targets and stuff? You spray paint the targets and all that other stuff. You know that? We have targets too.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize how much this detective knows. He's literally telling him, dude, I watched you and Madison on camera at this exact store buying that gun. Oh, and by the way, I also watched you on camera at the shooting range at this place where you spray paint the targets and da-da-da-da-da. And I have those targets too. What an idiot.
So I didn't shoot the gun.
No, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying, but she was with her. You remember the color of the gun?
It's kind of curly.
It's a curly gun?
Mm-hmm.
You know the color though?
I wouldn't be certain of it.
Okay. It wasn't.
It's not the color of yours.
No. I said it was a girl. It was a different color. You remember what kind of gun it was?
No, not really.
You're giving her advice on it, right?
Just kind of like something smaller and controllable.
Right. You remember what caliber?
No way in hell he doesn't remember what kind of gun that is. You don't just not remember shit like that.
It was?
No.
Did you buy a couple boxes of ammo while you was there?
No.
Not you. I'm saying you did Madison.
I mean,
She bought the gun. I know that. And I know you were there.
Just a few days
What did I say?
before Madison was shot, security footage captured Hunter accompanying her to a local gun store. This is the first piece of physical evidence that law enforcement has against Hunter, but it won't be the last. This footage is particularly heartbreaking when you realize that Madison is standing at the counter buying her own murder weapon. Madison seems unfamiliar and a bit unsure about holding a gun, but Hunter's glee
She has no idea what she's doing.
is clear even through the grainy footage. Well, it begs the question, did Hunter know that Madison was picking out her own murder weapon? In the interrogation room, things take a drastic turn.
I know, I guess. And, did you have holster on you? And I'm missing the gun. The gun has been reported stolen. You see that? Is that the early gun?
No, I mean, maybe.
It's in your car.
Boom.
You just execute a search warrant on your car.
Well,
I'm always calling it, aren't I? It's like I know exactly how these investigations go and work.
And it was in your car.
we drove my car up. When was it? I believe we drove my car up there for me to show her how to shoot it.
Okay.
I mean, I can't recall if I got down the car.
Oh, now you just so happen. Whoa, I just pushed the letter C on my keyboard and captions popped up. Oh, I didn't know it did that. That's pretty nifty. All right, let's continue.
The stolen gun.
Shouldn't be. She bought it.
She bought it. She's dead and it's missing.
Yeah, she bought it. You stole it, you fucktard. What an idiot.
So it's been reported as stolen.
I'm going to took my car out there to go shoot the gun.
Did she left it in there?
I'm thinking she's
You didn't know it was in there. You had a holster on, brother?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
man.
yeah, no, I had no idea it was in there.
1 and 1 is still 2, brother. You got a holster on you. You got a gun in your car. It's probably got your fingerprints all over it. I've got
What if we when was the last time? Oh, Hunter. What did I think his name was? Joshua? Where did I come up with that? Hunter. When was the last time you shot a gun? Any gun? This gun? Any gun? Oh, really? It's been a while, has it? Well, what if we were to do a GSR test on your hands? Gunshot residue test on your hands? How would that come back? Would there be any gunshot residue on your hands? Watch, that's coming next. I swear I've never seen this before. I'm just calling out what I think is going to happen based on this investigation so far.
a 9mm casings from when you guys went shooting. I had the targets when we went shooting. I got stuff at the crime scene that says what killed Madison was a 9mm.
Well, I thought she just passed away.
She's dead.
I just thought she just passed away.
She's dead. Somebody shot her.
I mean, wow. I was just told she passed away.
She passed away.
Dude, you're sitting in an interrogation room being told someone died. Don't you think it probably wasn't natural? He sucks at this.
Well, I guess I'll never learn how.
Yeah.
I mean, we took my car out there to go shoot it. I guess you could have left it in the car. I mean, I was at my house all night last night. All right.
Really? Would we be able to look at your phone and see if the GPS data corroborates that? Because I bet it doesn't.
Here's the thing. I got search warrant done on your vehicle. I have your vehicle right now. I have your phone. I have all that. We're going to search warrant on that. I'll give you a copy of the search warrant. We have the video of you guys finding the gun. We got the gun. We'll get search the fingerprints off that. I have a projectile at the scene.
Okay.
That projectile comes back and matches that gun that was in your possession. That's the only handgun in there. What I got. Is that going to happen?
Sure, I don't see.
What do you got? A whole bunch of circumstantial evidence. That's what you got. And I'm guessing there's going to be some DNA tied in there somewhere, particularly probably on the gun itself.
My house last night.
Understand it. Do you have anybody that will corroborate me where you were last night? Because I have a witness that heard the shot at the scene last night and saw a vehicle leaving the scene.
A red one?
I got to get more details on it. I'm not going to lie to you. This is one thing I do not do, sir. I do not lie to my people. I got to get more information on that. But I know what I know. The time, I know the exact time when it took place. They were out smoking on a break from watching a video. I'm not saying you committed homicide. I'm not charging you with that. Okay?
I do not.
And I'm not charging you with it. Okay? Not at this point in time. Now, if there's ballistics come back, be capital murder. That's a death penalty. Okay. Okay.
By putting the pressure on Hunter and reminding him of the severity of the situation he's in, the officer is hoping that it will either cause Hunter to confess or cause him to slip up.
But I'm not.
He's already slipped up a ton.
Like I said, you're giving me pause. I'm wanting to believe you, sir. But you're giving me pause by not answering some of my questions the way a logical person would think. So I have problems with that.
So also, I will literally submit to whatever you need to help understand that I did not hurt this wonderful person.
What about a gunshot residue test on your hands? Can we submit to that, please?
I appreciate that. And like I said, we'll look at all aspects of it.
You got to think, before when you pulled me over, I still had no idea why you're pulling me over.
It was just to stop you and say, we need to talk to you. You're a person of interest and we need to speak with you. Will you please come here? And then, like I said, he didn't want to do this to search the vehicle, and then we found this, and there was a reason for it.
What was that? What was that? Can we listen to that weird thing again?
We need to talk to you. You're a person of interest and we need to speak with you. Will you please come here? And then, like I said, he didn't want to do this to search the vehicle, and we found this. And then, like I said, he didn't want to do this to search the vehicle. Will you please come here? And then, like I said, he didn't want to do this to search the vehicle.
That is the weird. Okay, we're gonna move on from that.
And then we found this. There was a reason for that. I'm just telling you.
I had no idea what y'all from you for.
And you didn't know that gun was in there. I might have another fire. But all I know is the facts.
You should have taken the freaking I keep wanting to say sheath. It's not a sheath. Holster. Like, he had the holster in his pants, right? So I'm assuming he had the gun in the holster, and he probably just when he got pulled over, he probably just pulled the gun out and shoved it somewhere. He should have pulled the holster out with the gun still in it. It was stupid to have a holster on him. He could have maybe gotten away with saying, "Oh, I didn't know it was in there."
Fact right now is you have Madison's gun in your vehicle. Madison's gun is missing. Madison shot with a 9mm. That gun's a 9mm. Yes, sir, it is. But I also had a projectile from the crime scene. And I will be able to tell with 100% certainty that projectile came out of that gun. That was in.
Yes, he will. Ballistics, matching gun ballistics is like matching a fingerprint to the gun. Seriously. Because when guns are made, the inside of the barrel, whatever it's made with, drips down through the inside of the barrel, so it creates, when it dries, it creates, ridges on the inside of the barrel. So when the bullet passes through there at a very hot temperature, at a very fast speed, it creates ridges on the bullet, into the bullet casing. So when that casing pops out, they match the ballistics from the casing to the barrel of the gun. And boom, it's like fingerprint.
In your possession. I will tell you that for sure. That's 100% sure. My grandma's good at that. And that projectile is in very good condition, so I know they will be able to make a match. If that's the gun, it may not be. If that's the case, it's cool.
The detective tries to convince Hunter that he is on his side. Yet at the same time, he reminds Hunter that the clock is ticking and his chance of saving himself is getting slimmer and slimmer. Law enforcement send in their last hope for getting answers. Detective Fritz.
Bishop? Hey, my name's Detective Fritz. How you doing today?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I know it's been a long day. That's doing good on water? You need anything else to drink? All right. Bishop, is that your first name or last name? Last name. Which do you go by, Bishop or Hunter? All right. Wonder if I can get you to do me a favor real quick. Stand up. I like to talk to you. Sorry. Just turn the chair. That's just cold. I know it's chilly in this room, naturally.
This is the tactic. So see how far away the detective is from him right now? At least this is what I think he's doing. I could be totally wrong. I'm not a detective. But this is my unprofessional. Did I just say unprofessional? Is that a word? Non-professional? Okay, I'm gonna say non-professional. Improfessional. That's not a word. Okay, whatever. He's gonna get closer and closer and closer to him. It's a tactic. I guess it makes him more nervous or something.
So, all right, I gotta ask, where'd you get the gun shit? Really work? Oh,
For the next 20 minutes, Detective Fritz goes over the timeline once more with Hunter, cracking jokes and being as reaffirming and supportive as possible. His happy, charming demeanor seems to finally make a crack in Hunter's weakening armor, because after 4 hours of interrogation, Hunter is finally willing to admit something that he's been denying, and
Looks like he's gonna puke.
it's a huge piece of the puzzle.
I always let her know, out of respect for her, that I still love another woman,
See how much closer the detective is already?
and I don't want to be the core.
that's it. Ever in the entire history of y'all's, whatever you want to call it, relationship.
I mean,
It is. It goes to show your interaction. It doesn't show anything bad on you. I'm not saying that you led her on or anything of the sort. I'm trying to establish who it is that I'm talking to understand. They know I'm talking to. It doesn't make you a bad person or anything of the sort. Sometimes you're two full-grown adults.
Him, yeah, that's super weird. Him not wanting to admit to having sex with her because makes me think it wasn't consensual. Because whether it was consensual or not, he can just say, yeah, I had sex with her, because it's not like she can speak up to refute that. So, like,
There's worse things that adults can do.
yes, we're adults, and yes, we've had our curious moments.
Absolutely, nothing wrong with that. Have you ever thought y'all were getting too close?
No, I've never really felt uncomfortably close with her.
Did she ever got any nerves?
No. I mean, she is kind of ratty. You tell her no. I mean, you tell her no. Sometimes she.
I get that, absolutely. What do you think should happen to the person?
She be calm. She go crazy.
Okay.
I mean, that's the justice system for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we should calm down. Let y'all. No, that's my take.
Pass that. It's just all right.
The question that Detective Fritz has just asked Hunter is known as the punishment question.
very common. They just kind of see what they say based on, and that's a typical response. Usually, an innocent person would say, well, like, firing squad immediately, death penalty, and that's that. Nothing other than that. He's just kind of like, well, he should go to prison. Okay, yeah.
People who are innocent will usually give harsh answers in response to what should happen to the perpetrator, while people who are guilty of the crime in question may use more evasive language. Well, in this case, Hunter uses an evasive tactic by saying, that's our legal system, when he says the perpetrator should go to jail. When Detective Fritz continues to stare at him, encouraging a more thorough answer, Hunter goes a bit overboard, saying that they should lynch the person who did this. Well, after about an hour of questioning, Detective Fritz drops his friendly facade, and Hunter isn't prepared for it.
There's a lot of aspects about my job that
He's a little bit closer now. And look at now, Hunter's moved towards the wall because he's uncomfortable. Body language is important. It means something. But it's not as important as words. Like, statement analysis is way more credible than body analysis is. Body language analysis.
I deal with. And I think you're telling me a little bit of the truth, but you're not telling me all the truth. Okay. You're trying to blow smoke up my back end that you think will give me just enough. You're trying to use enough $50 words. Trying to play chess. I'll play chess. Okay, here's the thing. I want the truth, the whole truth. Absolutely. And right now, what you're doing is not telling me the whole truth. So,
It's my favorite part. I love when the detectives flip.
Retired. I'm not always the best words. My parents stayed at the house. I mean, you were looking at home and telling them.
there's stories that you're not telling the whole truth on. Okay, I've got video. I've got the phones. I've got everything. So here's what I want to know. Okay, I want to know what type of person I'm dealing with.
I want to know if you're the type of person who's just gotten a little fight and perhaps went too far, or maybe this was self-defense, or are you just a cold-blooded murderer? That's what he's going to do right here.
I want to know, am I dealing with the absolute cold-blooded killer that dealt with somebody before? And now, lo and behold, you got a hold of another gun, and just some things happen. Well, am I dealing with the person that spur of the moment? Things happen. No. The simple fact is, I've got you on video holding a gun. We've got statements from individuals saying you shot the gun. That's enough right there in itself. So what I want to know is, who is the person I'm dealing with?
That's called probable cause, baby.
Who am I dealing with, Mr. Bishop? Did you kill him? Absolutely not. Mr. Bishop, did you kill him? Absolutely not.
So that's a very common guilty thing to do too. An innocent person would not have anything come before the word no. It wouldn't be absolutely not. It would just be a definitive, very clear and succinct no.
Everything you're telling me right now is not true. I don't have any more. Look at me. Thank you. Don't talk to me. What happened? Start from the top. What time did you go over there yesterday? I don't know. It's in the parking lot for, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes. I don't know. You went over our house. Of course, smoked a couple cigarettes. Oh, I left. Why the neighbors see your car there last night? They didn't know I was there. Okay. Sorry. I've got neighbors telling me. I got signed statements. Who am I dealing with, Mr. Bishop? Well, who am I dealing with? Sorry, I wasn't there. What happened, Mr. Bishop? You're sitting here telling me
A little bit closer.
that you find out she's dead. You ain't showing an ounce of emotion. So that's what worries me about who it is that I'm dealing with. It wasn't in your idea. You have none right now. But
Man, I would make a damn good detective. It's like 4 years of college. I'm not doing it.
You had video, so
are you just that cold-blooded?
it's okay. All right. So you really don't know who I am, so that's
So
fine.
tell me who am I talking to? Who am I talking to?
You're talking to me right now.
Hunter Bishop, that's you. Moron, your bus is leaving.
That's who you're talking to. I told you, my grandpa died in 2018, July 10th. Wrecked me.
What does that have to do with anything? You're not the victim here, dude. We don't care about your freaking grandpa. We don't care how you feel.
I haven't dealt with family death in about 20 years. It was the first family death and the most important family death. You weren't in here when I got messed up about it. It took me 2 or 3 weeks to mourn about my grandfather's death.
This isn't your grandfather. That's different.
I've had a pretty rough life. I don't just.
What happened last night?
I wasn't here.
What happened last night? Everything you're sitting here telling me was contradictory to that. I'm good at my job.
You must have been there.
Give me the short then. What happened? You got off work at McDonald's. What happened?
I already told you.
Tell me again.
And he works at McDonald's too. Girl could have done so much better.
Sit in the parking lot for 20, 30 minutes.
What are you talking about?
Life, everything. What do you mean?
Like what? I'm not asking you what happened 6 months ago. I'm not asking you what happened yesterday.
I talked about the way the ship was going, or
Ask for a lawyer. You haven't done too bad so far. I mean, you're an idiot. But a good defense attorney can try to do something with this 37 minutes.
whatever she did for the day, or what she ate for lunch or something. I mean, not intimate things. Sure. I told you, we went to her house.
He assaulted. He essayed her for sure. He's being so weird about sex.
We didn't talk about
Check your car, her car.
I believe it was her car. Or we could.
What do you mean you believe? You don't know?
Check the video around.
I'm asking you.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't remember.
You don't know how you got from work to there yesterday.
I probably got in her car.
Okay?
Most likely.
So you drove her car from your work to her house.
Wait, what?
You got in her car and drove to her house. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Most likely. I mean, I'm not sure what happened.
So then how did you get back home? Because your car's back up at McDonald's.
She told me my phone.
Well, I thought you said you drove from her house to the gas station back to your house.
I thought, but I mean,
See, that's what your stuff's not making up.
I don't pay attention.
Tell me the truth. What happened?
Just go to McDonald's and get the footage. You'll see how I got her.
Hunter, I'm asking you, what happened?
I don't know why you're raising your voice at me.
Because you're a freaking killer.
Happened.
Pretty sure I got in her car.
Pretty sure you don't know. What you don't know, maybe something else happened.
I told the officer, swiping for whatever.
I'm not worried about swapping or anything of the sort.
Oh. So that tells me he knows what gunshot residue is, and he already washed it off his hands. He's like, swipe me, swap me. He's saying, swap my hands, swap them. Swap them. I don't have any gunshot residue on them. Wow, what a prick.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Hunter Bishop is the first one. Because you're the one that can tell me everything. We got statement forms. I'm going to give you a pen.
They should have made Brian Koberger do this. Man, is anybody else absolutely pissed that they didn't make him Malekith? Anything? I'm pissed. Freaking stupid.
I want you to lay it all out. I'm going to go check on a few things, verify a few things. I'll be right back.
Well, okay, so you're really good at your job. I want you to remember, you know, I hope you find a lot of jobs. I'm talking to you. I'm not going to write a statement for you because it is obvious that I'm making this some details that will be better displayed or showed in videos because there will be McDonald's video footage.
But I can promise you, we're going to get every bit of that. But I want
I can promise you, my detectives are probably already going through it in the back right now.
your statement as far as what happened. Okay, this is your chance to write it all down, to lay it all down.
I hate when detectives say that. This is your chance. This is your only chance to say your story. No, no, no. From a defense attorney's perspective and from your perspective as a suspect, you want the first time if anybody hears your story, it comes out in front of the jury and the jury only, in trial, if you so choose to testify. Oh, he should have asked for a lawyer. People are so dumb.
This is so that you can make it crystal clear for me. So give me just a second. I'll be right back.
As a result of Hunter having Maddie's gun, which was considered stolen property, he was held in custody. On May
Perfect. They have 72 hours to book him on more.
21st, 2020, he was formally charged with Madison Taylor Clevenger's murder. The evidence against him was staggering, and as they approached court, even more information came to light. A friend of Hunter's named Hannah claimed that in December of 2019, he asked her to buy a gun for him because his felony prevented him from doing so. She stated that Hunter told her that if she didn't buy...
And they're talking about... They're thinking about taking that restriction away from felons.
him a gun, he would get it from elsewhere, and that he wasn't going to kill her with it, but he was going to kill someone. Tragically, that is exactly what he did. Hunter's motivation for killing Maddie is still unknown, and he maintains his innocence. He was sentenced to life
I think it was the sexual motivation.
in prison without the possibility of parole for his crime, giving Maddie's loving family and friends justice.
Now,
if you think this case was horrific, well, you need...
Boom. Oh, my puppy's over there snoring. I just love her. Oh, man. Well, that was a good one, hey? All right. Well, I'm going to bed. Good night. Good night. Peace out.